Hi everyone, it's Celine here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to show you how to do a really beautiful dark blue eyeshadow kind of look. For today's palette, we are going to be using the Morphe Artistry 35. It's very beautiful, lots of colors going on in there. We're going to be sticking to a lot of the blues here on the side. And I see my battery dying, so I'm going to change that really quick. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and prime my eyelids. That way the eyeshadow will stay all day long. Typically for eye primer, I like to just go ahead and use a really light concealer. That way it kind of gives a more white background and that makes the colors pop a lot more. I like to go ahead and use my Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. And this is the color Almond. I'm going to go in with this concealer, put it on both of my eyelids real quick here. So we're going to put it on both eyelids, okay? Now this stuff a little goes a long way. I would hope so considering this is $36, which is expensive, but it is one of my favorites. Born This Way, their foundation and their concealer is just, it's amazing. It makes your skin look brand new. I'm then going to go ahead and use my Damp Beauty Blender here, which is the original. And we're just going to start packing it onto the eyelid so that it's all nice and smooth. Don't worry if you do go off the side like this because you'll either clean it up or you're just going to cover it with foundation anyways. I will say one thing about when you're doing your makeup, guys, like don't worry if it doesn't look perfect along the way. Like obviously do your best, but it's art, right? Like you can change it even as you go. Sometimes I totally change my mind how I want that look to look. So now you can see it's a lot lighter than my skin tone, which is what you want so that those colors really show through. And I'm going to be using some blues today, which is really exciting. Let's get into our first color, shall we? I always like to clean off my brushes really quickly, just in case there is some other color on there, and that'll totally ruin all the fun. This brush here I'm using is actually just something I bought on Amazon. It is a larger, fluffier blending brush. The first color I'm going to be going into is this sky blue right there. I'm going to be focusing this color above my crease. It is okay if it goes underneath because we're going to clean it up anyways afterwards, so don't even worry. But I'll show you guys what I mean. You're going to start from the outer corner of your eye above the crease, and you can just start patting it on like so. And once you start patting it on, you can just start doing nice little circles, go back and forth. As you can see, I'm not packing it on too much. When you are putting on your eyeshadows, guys, or ladies and gentlemen, I shall say, is that don't worry about going in too harshly right away because you can build up the color, but once you put the color in, you can't take it away. So as you can see, it is above the crease. It does go down a little bit, but that's okay. And you can even bring it out ever so slightly because you can clean that up later and you can decide how far you really want the makeup to go. Typically, I like to make the angle look because my eyes go downward and I like to give the illusion of my eye going up. That's right, boys, it's an illusion. If you get with me and I have my makeup off, you're gonna be like, this girl got some downward turned eyes. And I apologize for that. No, I don't. All right, not bad. Nice and light. We'll go ahead and do the other eye now. I'm going to go back into the other eye and put a little bit more color. I would like it to be more popping, okay? This is what you would call your transition color. So as I add in more of my blues, they will start to blend. Next, we're going to be going into this more darker blue up here above the sky blue. And we're going to be using this in the crease. This brush that I'm going to be using is actually for inside the crease. So as you can see, this is a tapered off kind of brush. That way you have more precision at the end here where you want that makeup to go. I actually got this at Sephora. I do recall it being quite expensive, like $20-something. One of my favorite brushes. I do use it almost every time I do my makeup. It is called the Pro Tapered Crease number 19. So we're just going to go back into that darker blue above that sky blue there I showed you. And we're going to start going pretty much. So do you see where my crease is? Here, I'll bring you in. This is my crease here, okay? So I'm gonna go basically inside the crease and maybe just slightly above. And you're just gonna start very slowly, go side to side, go right into that crease. Should fit right in there nicely because of that tapered end. I do want more color on there, so I'm just gonna go ahead and I put some more on my brush. Just keep building it up to what you think you like it to look like, all right? I like to typically take it and like kind of wing it out a little bit too. That's my kind of style. I'm just gonna go in with one of my favorite blending brushes here. This is one of my favorite blending brushes. It's a little more dense, it's not so loose. Make sure it's clean. I'm basically just gonna start blending where I put the dark and the light, just so that it really does blend together. Blend, blend, blend. That's part of the game, ladies and boys. There we go. So again, we're gonna go into the crease and slightly above is okay. All right, so I like to start from the outside, the outer corner of my eye, and then work my way into the crease. You can literally fit that tapered end into the crease.
I called you tonight. I've been thinking.
Makeup looks pretty weird until it's done, I know. I'm gonna go ahead and use my flat brush here. I like to use this to create a more angled look with the eyeshadow on the outer corner of my eye. I'm gonna go ahead and use that same blue there. I believe that one is called Deep something. I don't know. I threw the plastic away that had all the names on them. Take this, go from the outer part of your eye and out so that it attaches to the other part of that same blue that you did for the crease. So you see how it's kind of like connected now? And this way we start doing the whole illusion of going up. Do the same for the other side. Ugh, this eye always gets watery. It's so annoying. For someone that loves makeup, my eyes water too much. Next, I'm gonna go into this more navy blue down here. I like to go in with my angled brush. If you can see, there's a slight angle. I'm just gonna be putting the navy blue on the inner V of my eye. I'm gonna go into that navy blue with my angled brush. This brush is also just from Amazon. I bought like a whole package of them and they're not bad. You know, they do the trick. You can even pretty much make a V with this brush, which is nice. See, you just make a little V, a little bit in the crease and right there. And you can just bring it in slightly. I even like to take this part of my brush and just on the outer corner, just like the outer part of your crease. So you create more dimension with the blue. And we're gonna go back and blend it out with the blending brush, okay? Go ahead on the other side.
Been thinking this for too long.
Go ahead and get that blending brush that you were using, excuse me. And we're just gonna blend it together. We're just gonna continue on and do some shimmer. We'll do some shimmery blue there. I like to use my finger when I first start off putting on the shimmer on to the actual eyelid, and then I'll go in with a rounded flat brush, which I'll show you in a second, just to give it the precision I want. So we're just gonna go right ahead and put it on the lid. Don't be afraid to pack it on. The look's coming along, right? I then like to go ahead and use this more flat looking brush. As you can see at the top, you can see at the top of this brush that it's rounded. And I'm gonna show you in a second why I do like this. I'm just gonna dip back into that sparkly blue that we're using, the very shimmery blue, I should say. Now, you see that rounded end there? When I go in, it's almost like you can create your own cut crease without actually cutting the crease out. It kind of saves you that time. So when you go into the eye, it gives you that rounded look you already want. And you can place where you want the shimmer to go so that it looks very precise. We're gonna put some eyeliner on and mascara, and that's when it makes it vavoom. Since we're going for such a blue look today, I think I'm gonna try some blue eyeliner on this. I don't play with my colored eyeliners nearly enough, and I spent the money, so I should probably try and do that. This one here is the Annabelle Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. Let's see if I'm like over-bluing it. Over-bluing it, sure.
Send a message, you don't reply. I'll keep looking for you, even if it's wrong.
I like it. Okay, let's get some mascara on. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Better Than Sex mascara by Too Faced. Also, if you guys have been wondering why I have like the headband and like the sports shirt on, I was definitely going to go to the gym, but then I was like, do your makeup, and I'm literally gonna wipe it off and then go swimming like around 9 p.m. It's all about balance, folks.
Sitting all alone in my room.
It's not bad. It's pretty cute actually. Considering it's spring, I'm doing a very wintry look right now, but whatever. I went ahead and did some foundation. It is pretty tan on me. My tan, it just goes away so fast. For the foundation, I use Born This Way, the Undetectable Medium to Full Coverage Foundation. And I really, really love this stuff. It looks really natural. I am in the color Caramel. I went ahead and just used a simple foundation brush and just went all over the place. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and use my beauty sponge, which is still damp, and just press it in. For highlighter, I'm also going to be using the Born This Way. This is also the concealer like I used on my eyelids, but this is in the color Golden Beige.
You stuck so hard in my head.
As for the contouring, I will be using the Born This Way concealer as well, the multi-sculpting concealer I should say, and this is in the color Toffee. You know, I know that doing contouring looks so ridiculous sometimes, but it kind of looks like war paint, so I'm kind of into it. Because this tutorial is really about the eyeshadow, I'm not going to go super slow with this. I'm just going to quicken up the process of doing the blending game.
You don't care if there's no chance. I need to find you. I need to know. I need to know. I need to know if I'm still in your heart. If I'm still in your
Okay, now that I have the rest of the face done with the foundation, the highlighting, and the contouring, and the setting, there's so many steps with makeup, I know. But it's a lot of fun if you enjoy it. We're gonna go ahead and do the rest of the eyeshadow underneath the eyes. I'm just gonna be going back in with the same kind of blues that I started with the transition blue, the sky blue, and then into my darker blue, and then maybe even a navy blue. We'll see how it looks. I'm gonna be going in with this flatter brush here, if it would focus. Focus, there you go, little buddy. It's very flat, as you can see here. That way I can have more precision where I want to place the color. I'm gonna go in with that sky blue. I always like to tap it off. That way it doesn't really fall under. Although we did set the makeup, so it should be pretty easy just to dust away if that did happen.
I called you tonight.
I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of highlighter on the inner parts of my eyes and on the brow bone there, okay? Usually I'd probably go in with my Huda, but because we are using the Morphe palette, I'm gonna try and stick to that for you guys. That way you don't feel like you have to go and buy a ton of different palettes like me. I have a crazy obsession with makeup, so. For the highlighted areas, we're just going to be using a very small brush, as you can see, so it's very precise where you want to put all that highlighter. And I'm just going to go ahead and highlight with a little bit of white. I think that'll look cute with this kind of blue that we're using. Usually when I do a highlighter though, it is a shimmer, but I'm down to try new things.
I've been thinking this for too long.
The NARS blush palette, this thing was quite expensive, not gonna lie to you. This thing was like 70 something dollars, which I don't think I've ever done on like one piece of makeup. It hurt my soul a little bit, but I do really like it. It doesn't go on super pigmented, but you can build it up, which is nice, and it's super blendable. Just gonna go in for a cooler tone. I think we'll try up here, the cooler one. Again, because this tutorial is more about the eye makeup, I'm just gonna go super quick through this, and if you guys would like me to do a tutorial on doing contouring, highlighting, and all that fun jazz, just let me know, leave it in the comments, and I'll get right on her.
I've been thinking this for too long.
As for bronzer, I'm gonna go to my go-to by Anastasia Beverly Hills in the color Saddle. I bought this thing a while ago and I love it. I use it all the time. Somehow it works with my skin even when it is in like a lighter tone than when I do hit the sun and get that tan going. We'll just put a little bit of bronzer on.
Send a message, you don't reply. I'll keep looking for you, even if it's wrong. Sitting all alone in my room. You stuck so hard in my head. I don't care if there's no chance.
And there you have it, this beautiful blue shiny eyeshadow look. I hope you guys really liked this tutorial. I hope it was helpful because I know when I started off and watching makeup tutorials and videos to learn, sometimes I felt like it was a little high tech the way they were explaining it. So I don't know if I did try to simplify it a little bit more. Hope it did help you because makeup is a really good outlet. It's really fun to be creative. Sometimes you don't want to see those sad bag eyes. I know I don't like seeing my own face a lot, considering circumstances. But regardless, I hope you guys did enjoy it. I look forward to doing more tutorials for you. If there's anything that you guys want me to review or even try a look out, that sounded weird, to try a look out for you. If you guys have not subscribed to my channel yet, I definitely recommend that you go ahead and click that button because I have so many tips, so many creative ideas in my crazy little brain here. It's also helping me stay distracted. Come and join me on this beauty game ride. Bye guys.
Is it